Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal, brought to you today by the excellent app called Flick. Now, if you haven't already downloaded the app, make sure you do it immediately because we are doing a triple shirt giveaway. That's the Arsenal home shirt, which, as I reminded you yesterday, the best-selling shirt in the UK of any team. Best-selling shirt, this Arsenal shirt here. But we're giving away the home shirt, Freddy Krueger, as I call it, away shirt, and also the third kit, the blue one. All three of those in a giveaway. If you want to get involved in that, it's free to enter. All you got to do is download the app, and the app is free, absolutely free. It doesn't cost you a penny. You can get involved in all the transfer chatter on there, all the polls that we do. Get involved in that right now, all right? We've got a poll for you today as well, so make sure you get involved in that on Flick. We also give lots of transfer updates, so make sure you download that right now. Lots of transfer talk around today. As usual, it's hotting up, isn't it? It's starting to get near to that time where, you know, time runs out. If you bought what you're buying, or that's it, you're stuck with it. And of course, as Arsenal face a massive game this weekend against Liverpool, or shall I say Monday, the game's on Monday. As a matter of fact, we're going to be playing Liverpool twice in a week. We're playing them on the Monday, obviously, in the Premier League. And now, of course, after their 7-2 win over Lincoln, we're going to be playing them again in the Carabao Cup. So twice in a week, Liverpool. We're going to be playing big tests for Arsenal. Of course, the all-important one is Monday. But in order to get close to challenging Liverpool, or to be, you know, really up there with Liverpool on a regular basis, we all know that we could do with a couple more signings. Now, Aouar, of course, has been a guy that we've been chasing the whole window. It's looked like it's going to run until the window probably closes. Yet again today, we are linked with him. This pursuit is going to continue, as I said, until the window closes. And Lyon's president, again, Jean-Michel Alios, we all know about him. He's so hard to deal with. We remember when we was trying to get Lacazette, how tough he was. He's still being tough. He knows how to play the game. And he's been speaking out again yesterday. He was asked by a reporter about Aouar and if he was going to stay at Lyon. And Alios replied, financially, Arsenal are like everybody else in a tricky spot. And Hossum could say to himself, the best thing would be is to stay with us. So that's Alios again. He's very smart. Everything he does is kind of designed to hit a wider market, should I say. So when he does that and he puts it out there and he says, you know, Hossum might stay with us, people like me and you, the Arsenal fans, get into a frenzy. And we say, oh, come on, Arsenal, get that money out, sort it out. And it puts a lot of pressure on Edu Arteta or the Arsenal board to try and get the deal done. They're very smart the way he operates. He really is, right? And he always tries to get the very most for each one of his players. And listen, you can't blame him. You can't blame him. You know what I mean? He says Arsenal are in a tricky spot financially. Lyon are probably even a worse spot financially. You know what I mean? They've also new stadium. They've got no European football coming up. And of course, these French clubs, you know, they're in a lot of financial trouble. The season finished early for them, remember. They didn't even get to complete their season. They are losing millions. They don't have the huge TV revenue that the Premier League has. So he knows they have to sell. I think he would love to cash in, of course, on Aouar. As much as he wouldn't want to sell him, he knows that Lyon do have to sell to survive. He's their best player. He's the one they're going to get the most money from. And I think he will be prepared to sell. But he wants to get as much money as possible. And a lot of bargaining is going to go on this one from now till the end of the transfer window. And we do know that Mikel Arteta is interested. But what about this one? As an alternative, Jorginho of Chelsea has been linked. Now, is this Arsenal firing back with a sort of little rumour of their own and to Lyon to say, well, you know what, you're going to pay our bargain? Well, we're looking at other players. You know what I mean? Hey, you think it's just Aouar? We get Jorginho. I don't know who, where this one's emerged. I saw it first reported on Sky that Arsenal hold an interest in Jorginho of Chelsea. Jorginho, of course, only joined Chelsea in 2018. Remember, Sarri bought him in. Big things were predicted of him. He didn't have a great season when he first joined. Even last year, he was in and out of the team under Frank Lampard. He wasn't, always a fixture sort of starting player. This season, he's actually captained the team a couple of times. But would Chelsea sell Jorginho? I actually think he's a good player. Yes, he hasn't become what I think they thought they were getting. But I do think he's a decent player. I remember during the week we heard these rumors about possible swap deals with Guendouzi from Arsenal going to Chelsea and us in some sort of swap deal for a player. I very much doubt it's for Jorginho. It wouldn't be for Jorginho. They value Jorginho higher than that. And would Chelsea be prepared to sell Jorginho? I mean, I very much doubt it. And then I've got to ask you guys, do you want Jorginho? You know what I mean? Another Chelsea player, not exactly a Chelsea reject because, Jorginho is one of their, as I said, he's one of their main players, you could say. But would you want him? Do you rate Jorginho? Do you think Jorginho coming to Arsenal would improve the team? Very interesting to find out. We're going to do a poll on it today, right? Doing a poll on it. It's on Flick. So as I said, download the app. We're doing a poll on it. Would you want Jorginho at Arsenal? Yes or no? Is he good enough? Because as I said, he's flattered to deceive since he's come into English football. But is it because the managers he played under? Is it that Chelsea don't really suit the way he wants to play? I mean, certainly, you know what? Chelsea under Frank Lampard, he's trying to play football. He's, similar type of football to how Arsenal play. So, I don't know. Certainly, I'd rather Aouar any day. And I don't know. I don't want to influence it. I want to hear from you guys. Would you have Jorginho at Arsenal? We've got a poll today. Yes or no. The link is in the description. Vote on that. I'm really interested to find out. Lucas Torreira, of course. This one's been going on all week. Said to be edging closer and closer to a move to Atletico Madrid. There's even reports that Luis Suarez, who's joined Atletico Madrid from Barcelona, has actually been speaking to Torreira. Of course, they're both Uruguayan, both teammates for the national team, and saying, "Yo, come on, come over, man. I need a brethren over there. Come over." But that's the talk, it's very, where that's come from, I don't know. It's one of these typical stories that, shall I say made up? Probably, right? But that's the story, that he's been speaking to Torreira and encouraging him to join Atletico, which, as I said, and the fact that he's only just gone there, I find that very hard to believe. But it makes a great story, doesn't it? Of course, Atletico want him on a loan move. Arsenal only interested in a loan move, apparently, if there is an option to buy at the end. Otherwise, they're not interested in dealing with it. Despite what you hear about personal terms being agreed, Arsenal want to make sure they get, they're not going to send him out on a loan. That makes no sense. They want a loan with an option to buy at the end of it, or they want the money, or forget it. And I agree with that. The Partey, Thomas Partey thing is not included in this deal. So this is why I agree with Arsenal. If Thomas Partey is not included in the deal and Atletico is saying, well, listen, we'll only talk about Partey, you've got to heat that release clause. Well, we want money for our player. We want guaranteed that, at the end of that loan period for a year, you pay a loan fee up front, and at the end of that loan period, we've got this money coming in as a fee, or forget it. And I think that's the right approach by Arsenal. Worst comes to the worst, you keep Torreira. He's still a good player. But I just don't want to see Torreira going out of the club for next to nothing. That'd be absolutely ridiculous. He's a player of value. So the bargaining is going to continue on that one. But as I said, a lot of reports that it's edging closer and closer to getting done. We're going to find out very shortly. Rhys Nelson who played, I thought, very well the other night when he played for Arsenal. He's been linked with a move away. He's been linked with Palace and several other clubs in the Premier League. The reports are that Arsenal are willing to let him go out on loan. Of course, there's going to be a lot of competition for Rhys Nelson. You know what I mean? You've got Pepe there. You've got Willian now who's coming. You know, lots of attacking options up front. And, you know, this kid, he wants game time. You know, he's been playing very well. He's already, of course, had a low move. Remember, he went to Hoffenheim. But he wants to play regularly. And Arsenal said to be willing to let him go out on loan. I think we're going to have to wait and see if he does go out on loan or not. Kind of makes sense, but then I kind of like to see him stay at the club. And then the other thing is about it is that teams do need big squads this year because there's a lot of games, you know, a lot of games all squashed over a short period of time. There's going to be injuries and stuff like that. Maybe it might make sense, in my opinion, to keep him. You know, we've got the Carabao Cup, all right. We've got Liverpool next round in the Carabao Cup, so we don't know how much longer that will continue. But then there's the Europa League, of course, FA Cup. And I just feel that Premier League, with the amount of games we're going to have coming thick and fast all the time, maybe it's good to keep him in there. But certainly there's a lot of competition. There's Saka as well. Of course, there's Aubameyang and Nketiah. There's lots of forward players at Arsenal. How regularly will he play? But I just feel on the rotation he might. Let's see. Let's see how that develops. And Laurent Koscielny has finally apologised to Arsenal fans for that stunt he did when he left Arsenal last year. Remember that? He done that unveiling of him joining Bordeaux by pulling off an Arsenal top to reveal a Bordeaux top underneath it. Fans, including myself, were absolutely disgusted at the time and enraged that this guy had been at the club for 9 years, who turned up as, let's be real, a nobody. No one knew who he was. Turned out to be a very good player for Arsenal, great servant for Arsenal, don't get me wrong. But to disrespect the club that made him, let's be real, made him. He came in from Lorient, a French second division team, and made his name at Arsenal, got into the French national team. For him to disrespect the club that done that to him in that way was terrible. And I do know that there were factors in it. I've heard a few things since that, you know, he was promised certain things by Arsenal that were sort of Arsenal went back on, and it really annoyed him. But still, it was very disrespectful to the fans because the fans didn't do anything to him. Well, it looks like he's accepted that now. He was speaking to the French media, and these are his quotes. He said, "I had 9 incredible years there." It's talking about Arsenal, of course. Lots of memories with this club. I know that my announcement video at Bordeaux caused a bit of a stir. I want to apologize to the fans for that. I didn't expect it to affect them in the way that it did. Well, he was very naive. I mean, you know, the last thing you do is you take off the top of the team that you've represented for so many years and then unveil another. You know, it could be that he was just ill-advised at the time. It was a dumb thing to do. And I wish he had come out earlier and apologized. And this is the thing I talk about sometimes with footballers. When you move on from a club, move on in the right way. Remember your legacy. You're 35 now, Koscielny. You spent most of your career at Arsenal, right? Not Bordeaux, Arsenal, right? And one day you may need to come back. And one day, you know, you may want to do some stuff with the fans here, or still want the fans to remember you fondly for the good stuff that you did. You don't want to be remembered for just that. Taking off an Arsenal shirt to reveal Bordeaux, disrespecting the club. So hopefully the fans will forgive him. Is it come too late? Listen, I'm a person. I'm a forgiving guy. So I'll accept the apology to you guys. That's the main thing. Let me know in the comments below. But thanks very much for watching the show today. Of course, our game is not until Monday this weekend. We've got lots of great content coming out around that Liverpool game. Great interviews. We've done a brilliant superfan debate podcast about the Liverpool game. The Liverpool game, we are all over it this weekend. Our biggest game of the season so far. And of course, Monday, we've got a big watch along to it. Really looking forward to it. if we could win that game, it'd be a massive step forward, but still need some more signings. Thanks, and I'll be back tomorrow. It's Robbie here from AFTV. Don't forget to check out AFTV on Flick for all the latest transfer rumours, for all the information on Arsenal, for all the information on AFTV. You can check me there for Q&As on a regular basis. The link is in the description. It is free to download. Download it right now.